Yo, how's it going, my genuine multimillionaires? Hope everyone's having a great Friday.
I am a multimillionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want.
Officer, I can't move. I'm too big.
I am a multimillionaire.
So over the last few days, we've been covering the whole EDP documentary. And 2 days ago, I covered the Jidion situation. And because you guys don't know what I'm talking about, an EDP documentary came out. And there was a segment about Jidion, the genuine multimillionaire, and Kayla. And in case you guys don't know, Kayla is EDP's second victim. There's some inconsistencies with her story. Some stuff is just not adding up. And let me get this out of the way. I thought I made it pretty clear in that video that I made about 2 days ago about Jidion, Kayla, and EDP and all the fallout from that. But in case it needs to be clear for everyone in the back, am I blaming an at the time 15, 16-year-old for all of this? No. Two things could be true at the same time. Jidion could be a fucking idiot, and this girl could be switching or forgetting some of her story. I still think it wasn't responsible in any way, shape, or form to use a real 15-year-old as a decoy. It's a very messy situation. I think this was a pretty tough situation to put her in. The best idea for everyone at the time should have been, let's just flat out get the kid out of here. And if we want to catch him or whatever, let's use a decoy. Let's just get her out of here. This is not good for her. It's all over the place. There's inconsistencies from her, and there's inconsistencies from Jidion as well. I think she needs help. I think she needs to get offline, and she needs to seek real help to help her navigate all of this. And I do feel bad for her. I mean, you could go back to my video. I'm like, dude, I feel bad for this girl, but she's not doing herself any favors by switching her story back and forth. And once again, the whole opportunity shit, genuine multimillionaire versus the ultimate opportunist. Bro, come on now. At the end of the day, Jidion is a grown-ass man, and he was an adult when all of this went down 2 to 3 years ago. He and the girl's mom should have known better and helped her deal with this offline. Anyways, with all of that said, I think it's time we get into the actual video. So yesterday, Kayla responded to Jidion and his claims. Before I say what I say, please do not send hate to Jidion, the multimillionaire. Yes, it's misinformation, and I am too lazy to make a video about this, so I will explain everything on notes instead. Anyways, I just watched Jidion's video. A lot of this is taken out of context and misunderstanding. From what I can see, he's been misinformed, so I don't hate him as much. Starting off, Jidion questions who messaged who first, if it was EDP or me. In his own video, you can see a screenshot of EDP initiating conversations with me, and he himself even adds screenshots of me letting people in the server know that I let EDP beware of my age once he messaged me. On top of that, your own associate inside, I have no idea who this is, has publicly claimed that he has seen texts and recordings of EDP messaging me first on a live stream. And because you guys missed the context, long story short, and all of this started very early on. Kayla was like, hey, EDP just messaged me, and then someone, I think it was Jidion or someone from Discord, was like, hey, can you send me a screenshot? And she sent in a super zoomed in screenshot, which a lot of people found suspicious because it's like, why wouldn't you just send a normal screenshot? Why zoom it in to where you could only see EDP's message? That's the argument. Jidion then goes on to say that he's unsure of the timeline of EDP and I talked, or for how long we talked, because he didn't know until 2 weeks later. When I knew about EDP, he told me he'll tell Jidion, which is why I didn't block EDP. Once again, Jidion or his team, his manager, whoever the fuck it might be, I fail to understand as someone in their mid-20s. I could never imagine myself using a 15-year-old as bait. Well, not a real 15-year-old. Like, if someone's pretending to be 15 just so we could bait said person, then yeah, that's something completely different. But that is why Chris Hansen never used real 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds as bait, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he always used adults that sounded like kids or looked like teenagers. I've been critical of Jidion, and if you don't believe me, go back a few months where I was literally calling him out for being a fucking idiot, and I sometimes genuinely enjoy his content. But I think this is one, if not the biggest L's he's ever taken. I think this was a bad idea from the start. If you don't have content brain, you would very easily be like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea to use this unless you're seeking the content. You know what I mean? I waited for Jidion's response because as a reputable predator catcher, I wanted to see if there was anything he could do. Yeah, I could block a predator, or I could try to get him arrested and prevent him from doing anything to anyone, I guess. But I mean, you were 15. You should have never been involved in this. Like, it did concern you because, you know, he was texting you. This is a noble thing, but it's like, no, you should have blocked him immediately. Like, I get it. You want to get him arrested and prevent him from hurting other people. Report it to the police, block him, and then, I don't know, tell Jidion. That's what she should have done. honestly. One of his friends in the meantime did tell me to go to the FBI tip line, which I did end up doing, but I didn't hear anything, which is another reason I waited. Yeah, I could go to the police, but with the justice system being American and protective of predators, I was also piling up as much evidence as I could. I was letting EDP tell on himself. I don't want to repeat myself. Once again, it's a noble thing, and it's even respectable. Like, yeah, you know, thumbs up, good on you. But she should have stayed away from this. In my opinion, I think the best outcome would have been block, fuck the content, block him, and report him to the police. I think that would have been the best move, because at this point, it goes beyond content. This is like a legit fucking pedophile. So I need more evidence. I need him to continue to send me pics and shit pics. It's like, no. She was 15. The last thing a 15-year-old should be doing is being bait and constantly talking and messaging a predator like EDP. Jidion did at one point want someone else to be the decoy, which is totally understandable. The problem is I was waiting for them to give me a phone number I could give EDP so he could text him, and they never gave me one. Jidion hopped on the call with my mom and assured her it would be them talking to him, but I never got a phone number I could use so I could tell EDP like, oh, I switched numbers or anything. They wanted my Instagram account instead, which I didn't want to give because I didn't want to mess up the data for the FBI, nor knew if that could affect it. And also EDP texted me more on iMessage because he hated Instagram. I waited for them to give me a phone number EDP could text, and they never sent it. I would have loved to block him, but I never got any number or any social media account I could tell him it was me. For the Clout allegations, I am completely honest in them. This Discord thread was posted after I made my first EDP video and after filing a police report. The server hated me for posting a video before Jidion about the scandal of EDP texting me, so I defended myself because if I was put through free trauma, shit pics, trauma dumps, I wanted to do something good out of it. You don't create views, you gain them. And they were going to get a $20 million sponsor? What? Is that true? What company is going to pay $20 million for a fucking Jidion video? Is that true? A $20 million sponsorship. So why couldn't I make a video about an experience that happened to me? I don't see a problem with that. I mean, it is your story, right? If you want to cash in on said story, I mean, you admitted that, yeah, you know, the clout is there. I mean, shout out to being honest. She's like, oh yeah, I wanted the clout. So she put out her video first before Jidion could drop his, so she could get the views, which was something that I speculated on. And yeah, I was right about that. And once again, she is right. Like, it's her story. And if she wants to cash in and make a lot of money or go viral from it, it's her story. It unfortunately happened to her. I understand that perspective. If you're working on a story with other people, I would assume, right? Wouldn't you want to make sure everyone's on the same page? Now, if Jidion was not involved, that would have been a completely different story, because that is you just talking about your experience. But because Gidion's involved, and I'm sure, you know, he's thinking millions of views and a 1 out of 10 and thousands of dollars and allegedly a $20 million sponsor, which is insane. We're actually getting genuine multimillionaire versus genuine opportunists. Massive. I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with sharing a personal story. I also made the video originally to let people be aware EDP was a babysitter. I was indeed allowed to post a video. The cops didn't see a problem with it. They just said to not show any actual legal documents. The case is actually active, and law enforcement only gives me updates because they do not want more YouTubers involved. If real, valid. A detective did say it was not wrong for me to make a video if I wanted it to. Jidion knows this detective as well. Not sure if I want to out her name. Then we get into the Illuminati stuff. So in case you guys don't know, long story short, during the documentary where Kayla is talking about being a victim of Jidion a lot more than EDP's, there's like 15 things that Kayla also claims. One of them being the Illuminati controls Jidion. Now, I did say on my last video that was fucking weird. This is not helping you look good or helping your case or the situation that you're in. So I found that really weird. And she did respond to that, and she says, as for the Illuminati, the saying this stuff is a joke. I'm an atheist. However, I do believe you, Jidion, are a victim of the Illuminati. Take care of yourself, and please tell your fan base to stop doxing me. I got swatted on my birthday today because of them. Not cool. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and be like, okay, I think she's kidding about the Illuminati stuff, right? Or is she being serious? I cannot tell. I've said it once. I've said it twice. If you dox, you're a fucking moron, especially if you're doxing a victim. I don't understand that. She was a victim, and yeah, you could be critical of her. You could question stuff. That's completely fine. But to dox her on her birthday, well, to dox her any day is fucking insane. I don't understand these people. Yeah, guys, let's dox the victim that clearly needs some therapy. She needs help. If you dox this girl, you're a fucking moron and you deserve to be shoved in a locker. You could be critical of her. You could be like, this doesn't add up. This isn't making any sense. I get it. And you could be like, well, you know, what about the Illuminati stuff? I'm more curious in legitimately asking questions and being critical of this girl. I mean, I want to make that very clear. I am not hating on this girl. No matter how you feel about her or Jidion, I think we could all agree that she was a victim. Doxing this poor girl, what the fuck does it even accomplish? It just makes Jidion and his fans look fucking stupid. And I get it, a few bad apples doesn't represent the whole fan base. I'm completely aware of that. And to give Jidion credit, he did say multiple times not to harass this girl, to leave her alone.
Claims that were made specifically from Kayla in the new Mike Klum documentary about EDP. And I want to give context and clear up things, but in no way do I want any hate to be sent towards Kayla. Even though there are lies being said about me, I wish nothing but the best for her. And I ask that none of you guys send any hate to her whatsoever at all. So without any further ado, let's get into it.
I feel like I was a victim of EDP, but mainly a victim of Jidion.
Anyone that doxes anyone over online drama or a disagreement is a fucking idiot. She doesn't deserve this. This is completely disgusting. And anyone that is supporting the doxing of a 18, 19-year-old, a victim, a legit victim, you're a fucking loser. You should have never added a predator into your Discord. You should have never made lies saying I didn't make a police report. You should have never told me you had a private investigation being built up only to have me go to the cops on my birthday, etc. It's been a long time, and to my knowledge, it hasn't affected my case, although I did feel it was important to bring up regardless due to the unprofessionalism. I hope you make better choices continuing your predator catchers and beef squash. Now, once again, two things could be true at the same time. Jidion could be a genuine multi-millionaire and a genuine idiot. It's valid to question some of these things because this is not just silly drama. This is like a pedophile is free right now. My opinion, and did not help to call yourself an opportunist and the whole Illuminati stuff and like the 15 to 20 claims you made about Jidion. In my opinion, that wasn't the smartest move. I think that really did hurt her credibility. From the interview and from Jidion's response, it hurt her credibility. This should have been handled a lot better. Do I believe the Illuminati is controlling Jidion? No, I do not think the Illuminati is controlling Jidion. I just think Jidion is a fucking idiot sometimes. The important stuff here is to remember that this girl was a victim of EDP. Jidion or any other adult should have been like, fuck YouTube, fuck the content, and fuck the money. Let's take this to the police. It should not be the responsibility of a 15-year-old girl to warn other people about EDP. You know, I hope she gets the help she needs. So yeah, with that said, hopefully the genuine multimillionaire could clear some stuff up. Yeah, with that said, I am genuinely out.